organism.
That makes you think, doesn't it?
They will try anything. I'm joined tonight by Congressman John Garamendi of California. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. Apparently, the sell job for Obamacare is going to have to stay focused and right in the crosshairs for the Democrats with garbage like that going on.
Well, I was almost laughing there. I'll tell you what's really going on is the 48 million Americans that are trying to get health care, and they have an opportunity. Yeah, the website's not working right yet, and it's going to take a while, but I'll tell you here in California, 1.5 million people have gone to the California website, covered California. A couple 100,000 are well into buying a policy. This is the start of a very, very important and a very good situation where men and women across this nation, families, are going to be able to get health care at a reasonable price, and if they can't afford it, there'll be a subsidy available. Sure, there's problems right now. I don't know any startup that hasn't had a problem. And, okay, so we got a problem. Let's work through it and get on with it. Acorn, this is a joke.
It is a total joke.
Just,
and you know what? They will try anything, and they will lie about a lot of stuff, and they'll prop people up. Now, Fox and Friends, they're not the only ones spreading more lies about this health care law. Last week, Sean Hannity featured 6 what he called average Americans who were feeling the pain of Obamacare, from canceled policies to financial burdens for small business owners. So this piqued the interest of a former aide to Montana Governor Brian Schweitzer. He did some research, and turns out none of them have actually looked into the exchanges. Actually, they would save money under Obamacare. Congressman, have you ever seen such a misinformation campaign effort by anybody anywhere? I mean, if this is what 2014 is going to be like, we're going to end up spending most of our time correcting lies.
Well, they've spent over $400 million attacking the Affordable Health Care Act in one way or another through various advertisements, misinformation, and all the rest. But the fact of the matter is, they're not really talking about the insurance reforms that are already in place. Children or young adults, 18 to 26, can stay on their parents. There's a couple of million.
Well, they can't find those people. You know, the Fox News can't seem to can't find any of those people. Well, they must not be around very often.
Well, they're not looking for that young demographic, apparently. But then you take a look at anybody with a pre-existing condition has now the opportunity to get health insurance. That wasn't the case a year and a half ago. The Affordable Health Care Act is actually protecting Americans all across this nation. And by the way, I keep hearing about the cost of health care going up. Oh yeah, it's gone up. It's gone up every year for the last 30 years. However, in the last 2 years, the rate of inflation is about 1/2 of what it was before the Affordable Health Care Act. So that curve is actually bending downwards. This is good news. There's a lot of good news here. What is really bad news is the continued effort to try to stop Americans from getting health insurance and try to roll back the clock so that Americans have to face health care discrimination because they're women, because they have a pre-existing condition, or because they happen to be 18 and can no longer be on their parents' policies. Yeah. Those days are over, Ed. We're on a good track here.
They're on a great track. And the Republicans have damaged their brand, a lot of self-inflicted wounds. And they've got a record of voting in the wrong way where Americans are. 144 of your colleagues, Congressman, in the House voted to send this country into default. And we're supposed to believe that you can negotiate with these folks. We've just thrown away $24 billion. You sit on armed services over on the House side. An aircraft carrier, $6.2 billion. I mean, they're going to be asking for military spending, and yet they just throw this stuff away. But I want to get back to the number of 144. Yeah. You know, is there an ideological logjam here that's just not going to be able to be broken?
Well, I think it is going to break. I was out at a meeting, actually a celebration, the California Waterfowl Association, the opening of duck season. We're talking about conservatives, and they were very, very angry about those who caused the shutdown. They want things to move on. They're business people. They want their businesses to have some certainty out ahead of them. They're frightened. They're concerned that these guys are going to do it once again. But they're not going to stand for it. They are turning their backs away from these radicals. These are total irresponsibility. I was really not surprised, but really I think actually pleased to see these folks saying, we can't do this. This isn't good for us. It's not good for the economy.
So you were taken by their level of disgust.
Yes.
Well, does this play to 2014? I mean, this is a pretty bad hangover the Republicans have right now. We're going into Budget Committee. We got the wind at our back. The progressive movement is very strong. It polls very favorably with the American people. And I think a lot of it, John, has to do with the fact that the Democrats have been focused on workers and focused on the middle class. It's been a very consistent message, whereas over on the other side, it's been just all negativity, like that piece we just played about Obamacare over on Fox News. I mean, they're trying to make a living and gain their party favor by a constant negative attacks.
Well, that's absolutely true. I know that what we want to do, and certainly my Make It in America initiative, where we're trying to figure out ways to use American taxpayer money to buy American-made goods and services, those kinds of things, and the creation of jobs. We really have to move this economy. And if we do so, the economy's like a racehorse in the starting gate. They hear that trumpet, but the doggone gate's not opening because these 144 members of Congress keep slamming it shut on them.
That's right. That's right. Well, John Garamendi, Congressman from California, if you can get those guys with shotguns that go duck hunting to turn over to Democrats, that is a huge win.
Well, I didn't say they were going to go that far, Ed. That's a little leap.
All right, John, good to have you with us tonight. Thank you. You bet. Coming up, Michelle Bachmann calls Republicans the adults in the room. We'll have some more from the Queen of Distortion. Plus, talk about dysfunction. A disgraced former